complete comic haul for September 2025. This is the TLDR cut, or TLDW cut, if you want to be technical about it. So my comic hauls usually, my complete comic hauls usually run for a very long time. Now, this is not going to be 5 minutes. This is going to be, I would say, at least 15 minutes. I can't, in good consciousness, make the video 5 minutes long. Just say, here's book, here's book, here's book, here's book, that's the end, goodbye. That is just the most uniform, boring way of doing that. If you want to know the comics that I got, I've already uploaded on Instagram. You just want to see a picture of the comics. It's the spines, it's not the covers. If you just want to know what the comics I got, it's on Instagram right now. Now, for those of you who want to see the interior artwork, know what's collected in each trade, and any and all information related to the book itself, that's what this video is for. Tomorrow's video, which I'll be filming today or tomorrow, and it means tomorrow. October 1st video, but I'll be recording it today or tomorrow. I just don't like, I like natural lighting more than actual lighting, like from a light bulb. And it's because of the way the lighting is in this room. Natural lighting in this room is a hell of a lot better than, in my opinion at least, than light. Now, I've improved it since 2 years ago. Okay. But that's why I might just do that. But without further ado, let's get into it, because I'm already getting too far behind. But the point is that this is supposed to be the shorter version, and then October 1st will be a longer version where I go into more detail about the books, like the shipping and other useless information like that people who just want to know what the book is, and they want to know information about the book, they don't want to know. Alright, first one up is Gracie's Ghost, written and drawn by Don Brown. One thing I will mention here, and it's relevant, is that this is not a Skybound comic book. I thought it was. Now here's the interior artwork. It's black and white. And by all means, this should have been a Skybound comic book. I bought this thinking that it was. That was the whole reason why I bought this. And I can still headcanon say it's Skybound Comet. And again, everything else screams Skybound Comet except for it just doesn't have that Skybound logo on here. It is an all ages comic. It is young adult too. So Skybound Comet is all ages to young adult. But it's like that. It's that same they're shooting for that same demographic that reads the DC Inc. books, like the Gotham Highs, the I Am Not Starfires. But Skybound Comet usually produces really good content, really good comics. They usually publish. They usually publish really damn good comics that I have. Some of them have been my highest recommendation ever, as Scurry was. As Scurry approved, and Family Force 5 recently, and Clementine's still pretty good. So that's what Skybound Comet is. And Clementine is actually a spin-off of The Walking Dead, but for young adult readers. So that's what Skybound Comet is. And that's why I thought this would be from Skybound Comet, because and also pretty much every Skybound Comet comic is this exact digest size. It's supposed to be smaller size, so that way it's cheaper too. More affordable price. Alright. Next up in this one is Skybound Comet, and this is Pizza Witch. So you can tell, so here's the Skybound Comet logo. So far these are all original graphic novels. What does that mean? That means that there's no issues 1 through 5, issues 1 through 6. No, it's just original graphic novel. Think of it as a one-shot, if you will. Although some are series, so you can't really do that. But anyways, moving on. So, what was the whole point? I was just trying to make. No idea. Oh, so yeah, Skybound Comet. This is for young adult readers. Yeah, I don't use anything else. Show the interior artwork. This is written. So yeah, this is actually. Let's see. Come on. Written by Sarah Grayley and Steph Purinans. I think they both do the artwork. Either Steph does the artwork or Sarah Grayley does the artwork. They don't specify for these books. I have no idea why. So yeah, Skybound Comet, it's this size, the same demographic. Usually it it can differ. So I want to say that's usually like young adults. I could be wrong though. You know, it's the interior artwork for Pizza Witch. You can tell that it's for kids. Very much so. No, it's actually 14 and up. See, that is really funny because the long, like, I literally, sound like Leafy is here, literally did not realize that until I just checked it. This is actually 14 and up. Now, what does that usually, does that mean? That means there's going to be more language in here. It's probably going to be some, maybe even an F word here, one or two. Clementine had that. Clementine was 14 up and had a few F words here and there. But yeah, that's what Skybound Comet is. It's, you know, that young adult to kiddie demographic. Scurry was like 8 and up, but like any kid could read it just fine. But that's Skybound Comet in a nutshell. And they usually also, primarily it's like original content too. Like it's not like, oh, like yeah, they have Lego Ninjago, which I don't think I'll ever collect. They have Lego Ninjago that's based off the Lego Ninjago series. They'll have Clementine as a spin-off of Walking Dead, but it'll never be like, I don't think anything is beyond 3 volumes also. They're really trying to get that young adult crowd that is just getting into comics to get into comics, and then, you know, that's how they get them. But I'm repeating myself, so let's move on. Zach M. Stafford's The Book of Shame, an Extra Fabulous Collection. This is volume 2 in his series of comics, and this is the first one being Good Comics for Bad People, which the longest time was like infamously out of print on Amazon, and I got it at the right time. This was also one that I was speculating, debating on whether or not I would get volume 1, but I'm glad I did because this seems to be right up my alley for comedy comics. Just little simple cartoons. Okay, I thought there was a bend. That's just the design of the bottom right corner. You can see where that is. The side that my hand is not covering, and it's actually the only side. It's this little design he does. It's like little doodles. I'm sure it's a given that Zach M. Stafford, when he was supposed to be working on homework or classwork, he was doodling in his notebooks, and he probably has that standard story of his teachers told him he'd go nowhere in life, and look where he is now, kind of thing. But the thing that really like solidified that I made the best purchase ever, well, I don't know why I said it like that. They solidified that I made the best purchase. And buying that, and I'm like 100% satisfied. All that shit was the comedy style of comedy used in the trailer. And I'm just gonna say, watch the trailer for Good Comics for Bad People. They have comic trailers now, believe it or not. And again, this is the original graphic novel, so it doesn't collect any issues. Now for a slight disappointment. This is Spectators by Brian K. Vaughan. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to mention about Skybound Comet. They're all in the same digest size. I think I interrupted myself when I was starting to mention that, and that's when I was trying to get back on that train and just lost it. But anyways, Spectators by Brian K. Vaughan with artwork by Nico Henriksen. I don't have a drink up here, do I? My throat closes up for other reason whenever I record. Like, I could be going out on a night on a town and not drink anything from the ride there to when I get to the place. Like, the car right there, but gabbing up a storm, nothing happens. And then just when I record, my throat's like, hey, let's fuck him up. And it's like, great. Like, sometimes if I don't drink anything, I can't even say a word. I can get a word in edgewise. It's like I'm a kid with a peanut allergy and I just ate peanuts. It's exactly like that. Yeah, nothing back there either. I don't know why I don't, like, I should always have, the problem is that I cleaned out my cup that I usually have up here. It's like, just full of water, always there, kind of thing. Alright, I'm talking nonsense. It's already 10 minutes long. Okay. Brian K. Vaughan writes, and Nico Henriksen, this guy illustrates Spectators. Now, it's a format that disappoints me. It's $30, 300 pages. I thought it'd be the same dimensions as Anzuelo by M.L. Rios. standard size hardcover, so it's the same size, about the same size as your average trade paperback is, but for whatever reason, this was $30 and it's digest size, or hardcovers. I don't know why. Actually, a little bit bigger, right? No, it's digest size, but in hardcover format. It's whatever. It's the last book I needed for now that Brian K. Vaughan did for Image, and I really like Brian K. Vaughan's writing a lot, like a lot. And it has a dust jacket. So maybe that's why it was so expensive. I don't know. And I say so expensive, it's $30. Not that bad. But again, Anzuela was the same price. Actually, I think it was $25. Let's do some research real quick. They're also coming out with a trade of it too, so if you don't want to get the hardcover, wait for the trade in December. I can't imagine there's anybody that's like that. Unless it's out of print, just get the hardcover. Especially on Amazon, when, yeah, they mess up with trades sometimes, but hardcovers, very hard for them to do that. And that's coming from my OCD ass. So, keep that in mind. It's already $16 for Anzuela, the hardcover. And the softcover is going to be $20. Yeah, $24.99, and it was standard size hardcover. And it was the same amount of pages, over 300 pages. Maybe because this is full color, that was like watercolor. I don't know. And here's the whole reason why this is mature rated. And there we go. I now lost all monetization. Potential monetization. And I hate when it makes that cracking sound, that glue crack sound. I know it's normal, but I still don't like it. But yes, this is Brian K. Vaughan of Saga fame. So I shouldn't have been surprised when I heard this was an erotic graphic novel. It's not why I bought it. I swear. I bought it because the author. I bought it for the plot. Alright. Now on to the trades. First up is Ultra Mega, written by James Harren, with artwork done by him, I believe, and Dave Stewart. So creator and artist, writer, James Harren. Dave Stewart is the colorist. I was right. And this collects issues 5 through 9 of Ultra Mega. So yeah, Volume 2 finally came out. This series was on hiatus. That's why Volume 2 took forever to come out. Here's the artwork for Ultra Mega. Oh, so I do actually want to mention something here, just in case between tonight and tomorrow, I end up returning this book. But my first copy of Hornsby and Halo, that blemish right there, unacceptable for a book that I paid full price for from Amazon, brand spanking new copy, to have this blemish. That's crazy. It's the only blemish. Honestly, I was surprised there's no dinged corners. There was no dog-eared corners. I've gotten, if you want to see the worst trend in comics for me last month, it was that everything I got from Amazon had one thing had one noticeable blemish on it. And it was bent corners. Nothing too terrible, but it was come on, you guys, really? But yeah, Hornsby and Halo Volume 1. So I'm going to show the copy that... Yeah, that's the only thing wrong with it, too. That's why for the longest time I was like, why not just keep it? Doesn't really matter. And who knows what the condition of the replacement is going to come in. Yeah, it's not going to have that same tear. But what if it has dinged corners? What if it has the dog-eared corners and bends here and it affects the reading of the book? It's maybe it's a little bit water damaged, a little like that. Not curved, but warped. What if it's warped? That's why Amazon. It's yeah. Every time I get a package from Amazon, I get that slight anxiety. I'm okay, what's the blemish this time? That feeling of dread, not anxiety. Feeling of dread. Okay, what's the blemish this time? That's the damage, and I literally have to do this. I go, okay, that's good. Spine is good. And the back is also good. Okay, so this is Hornsby and Halo Volume 1 of a series that is so popular, I guess I could say. I don't know, it's behind. Like Hornsby and Halo, we have issue 10 out already, and volume 1 collects only issues 1 through 6 of Hornsby and Halo, but it's written by Peter J. Tomasi, so it's 100% worth being a trade reader, because when that day comes, when volume 2 release date comes, it's gonna be worth it, because Peter J. Tomasi is just a damn good writer. And then Peter Sniggelbird is the artist. I don't know why it's not specifying that, because it says Peter J. Tomasi and Peter is kind of funny, and Peter Sniggelbird, I don't have to say his last name, are the creators, and John Calise is the color artist. But because the cover is done by Peter Sniggelbird, obviously that means the penciler is Peter Sniggelbird. And here is the artwork for Hornsby and Halo. This is part of the Ghost Machine imprint, and the first Ghost Machine book I own in hard copy. It's because it's just how long it takes between releases. It's just like, again, budget too. The only way I was able to buy the comics I was able to buy this month was because I didn't have a whole lot of other books that I could buy at that point, at least, that were in the Amazon wish list, what have you. And it is new release too, so it's like, you know what? Why not get it? Recently, what I've been doing is I've been like, well, let's not think of it as the issues of floppies. Let's think of it as trades. What's out right now? Volume 1? Okay, let's get Volume 1. If I have open slots. And honestly, if I didn't and I had to sacrifice Hornsby and Halo and Rockefellers, I would be a bit disappointed. Now, this one I think only collects 1 through 5. No, 1 through 6. Nice. So the Rockefellers 1 through 6. Cool. This is also written by Peter J. Tomasi, but Francis Manapul does the artwork here. And it says story and art. So they both get story credits, but story and words for Peter J. Tomasi, and Francis Manapul gets story and art credits. John Calise is the color artist for chapters 3 and 4. Ian Herring for chapter 4 for color artist. And who's chapters 1 and 2? I guess also Francis. Because, yeah, he's credited as doing the cover. So that makes sense. And here's the interior artwork for Rockefellers. I wonder if it's a play on words, the Rockefeller Center. I don't think it is, though. It kind of seems like if you're not Energon or Ghost Machine, no one knows about your image book. Or if you're like this one, they'll know about because it's written by Kieran Gillen. This is Power Fantasy Volume 2. Right? Volume 2. Like I got Volume 2, not Volume 1. Cool. So this is Power Fantasy Volume 2. Collecting issues 6 through 11 of Power Fantasy. Written by Kieran Gillen, with artwork done by Casper Winchard. And he must do the colors too, because there's no colorist credited. That's what I just naturally assume. I see no colorist or penciler, that's what I... And so it says artist and colorist. So what it'll usually do is it'll be like written by Kieran Gillen. Artist is... oh, come on, what's his name? The one that did Wicked and Divine. He also wrote something for Image too. I don't know, I can't think of the name. But then the colorist will be Jordi Belair, because she does every other indie book. So that's what it will be. So it will be Dave Stewart is the artist, and then the colorist is Jordi Belair, writer is Kieran Gillen, to give an example. That's usually what Image does. But then sometimes you'll just have artist is Casper Winchard, no colorist. So they'll just have a colorist and no artist. It's weird. So again, that's why I just assume same guy. Now, for the book I have read before I even bought it. Oh, we're at 20 minutes already. I tried, guys. I tried. These videos run long when you're going over 17,000 books. 17. Chrononauts Volumes 1 and 2, written by Mark Millar, collecting 4 issues each, but Volume 2, because it's called Chrononauts Volume 2, Chrononauts Volume 2, come on. Chrononauts Volume 2, Future Shock, it collects 1 through 4 of Future Shock. And the artist is actually different. So Volume 1, it's Sean Gordon Murphy is the artist, but Volume 2, it is Eric Connett. Little interesting little a detail there. So Chrononauts Volume 1. Do not tell me to go right into the book, and don't tell me. Cool. Alright. Sean Gordon Murphy is the artist. Color artist is Matt Hollingsworth, who usually seems to be always teamed up with Sean Gordon Murphy. Like if Sean Gordon Murphy is doing a book, you're bound to also see Matt Hollingsworth in the credits page. So here is the artwork for Chrononauts. This was one I thoroughly enjoyed. Now I got this used very good from my third party selling on his half price books, and a little blemishes here and there. I know I shouldn't be going over that, but I figured I'd share that bit of information to make the video longer. I don't know why I did that. So yeah, 1 through 4, and it's just 1 through 4 of Chrononauts for Volume 1. It's not like Chrononauts Volume 1, 1 through 4. It's just Volume 2. It's because this one's called Future Shock. It's Future Shock 1 through 4. Now I got the image. Come on, brain, kick in. Come on. Nope, it's gone. Sorry. The Image comics version. It's now published by Dark Horse because Mark Millar must have had a falling out with Image, and for no goddamn reason at all, moved from Image to Dark Horse. So OCD people like me are pissed off and will never, ever get back on Mark Millar because of that reason. Yeah, I'm gonna be a bitch about it. I don't give a fuck. I'm goddamn pissed about that. It makes no sense. You want to go from Image to Dark Horse, but you Chrononauts is now published. If you want to get it in hardcover, you can only get it through Dark Horse. Now it's fine. Like I'm not saying like Mark Millar, if he's publishing a comic, it has to be under Image. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Nemesis Book 2 should be published by Image as well as Volume 1 was. It should not be Volume 1 Nemesis Image Comics, Volume 2 or Kick-Ass. Better example. Kick-Ass Volume 1, Image Comics. Volume 2, Dark Horse. Volume 3, Boom Studios. Volume 4, back to Image. Volume 5, Marvel Comics. Volume 6, Ablaze. You know, it should not go back and forth between the publisher. It should not go from one publisher to the other if it's the same series. The same series, same publisher. That's what I like. And again, like Mark Millar can go to Dark Horse and publish his autobiography. That's fine, because it's not connected to Millar World. But all the Millar World comics went from Image to Dark Horse. I know at one point they were Icon, but that's an exception. That's different. For the most part, it was Image. Like the grand majority of Millar World comics were Image comics, and at first they were Icon. But again, that's fine. But it makes me mad, and I think I did oversell it a little bit, but doesn't matter that much to me. But it does still piss me off. It's still like, come on, really? Love Everlasting Volume 3 by Tom King with artwork by Elsa Chartier. This trade took forever to come out for no reason. Matt Hollingsworth is the colorist. The issues were out for the longest time. Issue 15 has been out since June of 2024, and we just now, in September 2025, got the trade for Volume 3. The wait was so long, I didn't care anymore, and I bought issues 11 through 15 on the Kindle. But I wanted, because I'm an OCD motherfucker, I wanted to buy Volume 3. And I did. Trade. It was $16.99, so why not? 11 to 15, by the way, it's fucking Volume 3. Ordinary Gods, Volume 2, caved in for 20 years before. So this is me hiatus, not publishing hiatus. Written by Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark, and the artists are Felipe Watanabe and Daniel HDR. It's literally it is what it is. High definition revolution. High definition revolution. Jesus. High definition resolution. That's what he decided to name him. That's what he decided to put his last name as. Colorist is Frank William. And this collects 7 through 12, I believe, of Ordinary Gods. Yes, I was right. I know nothing about Volume 1. with the series itself. It has to do with God Machine, apparently. Not Ghost Machine, God Machine. Alright. Now, for the whole reason why I bought Ordinary Gods Volume 2. Decided to cave in and get deep cuts. I really hate to say this, but there's another jazz comic that's published by Image. It's not Blue and Green, it's not this, it's not anything I already own. It's not Leon Notes on a Life. It was something that was written by an author, and he was not well known, so I was thinking it was the only thing he'd done at least for Image. And I forgot what it was, and I can't remember for the life of me. Nothing about the author, not even the author's first or last name, nothing about what the title was, not a single word in the title, nothing. I think it was jazz. I think it had to do with jazz. I don't know. But, deep cuts. So why don't I get deep cuts and Ordinary Gods to begin with if I'm budgeting myself and I want to get books from authors that's either the last of I need from that author for Image, or they only done a few things for Image, so I buy them all at once in 1 month because I can. It's affordable, all that. Well, this and as of this and Ordinary Gods, trade wise at least, is all of what I need from Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark. That is not super massive, so not Radiant Black or otherwise. So decided to help with it. Why not? This one collects 1 through 6 in a very thick trade. That's $24.99, I may add. Sometimes Image really does do a great job of pricing their comics. It's just like it's the point where it's like why not? Why not give it a chance? It's affordable. It's a big meaty book. It's a hardcover, and as well as case, that's a thick-ass hardcover, very unique art style. And they get it, and then they get into the world of independent comics, and they never look back. Exquisite Corpses, Volume 1, collecting a measly 3 issues in a pretty thick trade for only collecting 3 issues, but a measly 3 issues. Written by James Tynion, Michael Walsh, and Pornsak Pachodi, with artwork done by Matt Walsh. Margarina Igzani, with Michael Walsh. And then for issue 3, it's Valentine Delandra with Michael Walsh. So Mariana was issue 2. Again, a measly 3 issues, but whatevs. This was very affordable, $10. So it's like, all right, we're getting it. I have money left over. Let's just get it. Yeah, $10. Volume 1 too, by the way. Image, for the most part, does do Volume 1 $10. Some exceptions apply, like with the Sorted Crisis events. This is a bit thicker. So it makes sense why it's going to be $16.99. But this is written by Denise Camp. And it's the choice of the writer too, the creative team too. So if you're Jonathan Hickman and you can get top dollar for your work because you're a top dollar writer, yeah, you're going to ask top dollar. Eric Zawadzki is the artist, and Joy Belair is the colorist. So see? Writer, artist, colorist. That's how it is the grand majority of Image books. So it's really strange when it's not. And jarring when it's not. Here's the artwork for Assorted Crisis events. Collecting 1 through 6, I believe. Right? Oh, no. Oh, shit. 1 through 5. Did I know that? I'm going to do a quick little research right here, because I thought that issue 6 was out already, and issue 7 was coming in December, and not the other way around. So, Image, Assorted Crisis Events, issue 6. And I'm going to just take me right to Image. There you are. There you are. Son of a bitch. So, November 4. Okay. That's fine. It hasn't come out yet, so it's not November, clearly. What do I care? This is one of those things. So speaking of Dark Horse, this next book is 30 minutes. I tried. I really tried. This next book is Aaron's Boys. Dark Horse. The original issue, collects 5 issues. The 5-issue miniseries was done by Image. For whatever reason, the trade is Dark Horse. I don't know why. This is written by DJ Kirkbride, with artwork done by... Art and colors is done by Nikos Kootzis. Color Flats is done by Mike Torres. Okay. And again, collects 1 through 5. Well, again, collects 1 through 5 of Aaron's Boys. I don't know if they just, like, Dark Horse just offers him more money. I don't know. Weird. Last but not least is Harvest by A.J. Lieberman with artwork done by Colin Lorimer. This one took me forever to buy because I had the series on Kindle, and I was like, Kindle. And I was like, why not just keep on Kindle? And I was like, nope, I want to get all of it in. So yeah, art and covers for Colin Lorimer. Here's the artwork. Collects 1 through 5, Harvest. But nice oversized hardcover. Oh, a little ding at the top. Small. Unnoticeable. But I didn't get it from Amazon, so... Yeah, I was right. 1 through 5, Harvest. That, as I say, is that. That's all the comics I got this month. I might as well just upload this as a complete graphic novel haul. No, I'm not going to. Because I have a lot of stories for all the books I got this month. Not all of them. I'll have a story for Gracie's Ghost, and same for the rest of them. Just something I have little stories for. Alright, that's it. I tried to make this 30 minutes or less. I did. No, I wanted to make this like 20 minutes or less. Like 15 minutes went perfect. Just go over the books, and that's it. And I think mentioning the thing about Hornsby and Halo was necessary. I think after this, I'm just gonna cut and see how that goes. So I wasted 30 minutes of my day. No, I did not. I'm gonna upload this. It'll be fine.